reason why this podcast sucks and we have no fans is because Rick and damn Dupper talk way too goddamn much.
Well, hi. How are you? Welcome to November again. This is it. Hey, I got a question. I just listened to the opening sound. Like, I've not listened to our opening in detail ever. And I'm just catching right now that does he say all my thumbs are dislocated and I am walking alone? What is he saying at the I don't know. Like, seriously, Dupe, you picked that song.
I assume it's something about your anal stories that you've constantly fantasized
So all my anal dislocated and I am wandering alone. Well, I don't know what he's saying.
I assume he dislocated his thumbs in your anus.
Yeah, tight bumkus. Anyway, welcome everybody. Here we are for another week. Dupe, who are we not sponsored by?
Are you traveling for work? Do you need a COVID test? We got you at fakecovidtest.com. That's it.
Fake COVID test?
Yep. Fake.
All right, I like it.
So what makes it a fake COVID test?
Well,
what if it was just real COVID tests?
It's like whenever you need a test, and then they'll just, if you need like a positive test to get out of work, you can get one of those there as well. So you get like 2 weeks of paid time off. And then they also do the opposite, where they can give you a negative test if you're positive, so then you can get like on a flight, get in the Ticketmaster events.
I'm getting it. So it's like a piss test if you don't want to get popped for weed.
Yeah, it's exactly like Mike Tyson saying he's never done PEDs, and then speaking about how he used to.
I never do PEDs.
I never did PEDs, but then he uses his ex-wife's. He uses his ex-wife's piss all the time and his baby's piss when his wife starts to wonder if what would happen if that test came back positive for pregnancy. He's like, well, I'm gonna start using my baby's piss. So,
well, what was crazy about that article too, when you start reading about it, is that that's actually a common thing. It's a little weird. Yeah. So people have been, whatever. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, dude.
You're here again.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Yeah.
Wow.
Woo! I'm taking next week off though. Sorry.
You should.
Give us a highlight.
Yeah.
Give us a highlight. What'd you do this week?
Well, I worked, and then we went to a memorial for a good friend who passed away.
Now we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yep. Had a couple cigars afterwards, and just watched some football yesterday, and back to work again.
You have like the saddest weekly recap ever. Oh. I mean, the funeral thing obviously is sad, so I get that part, but it's like you could win $1 million and you'd be like, I won $1 million.
If I won $1 million, you would never hear me from me again.
He would make it sound like he was like, I had to go to the store and buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. I would turn it into Dupper's Downers.
It won, but then I had to go back to the store to cash it.
Did you have a good week? I had a great week.
I had to go to the post office and I had to wait like 3 minutes in line to get a stamp to mail my lottery ticket back in.
I went straight to the DMV afterwards to register the car that I bought with the winnings. And the DMV was fun.
All
right, why are we gonna fuck with Josh right off the top?
That's why I don't do more than 2 weeks now, fuckers.
Now I know how the president feels, and he's like, "Fuck this shit! I'm going to Mar-a-Lago. Fuck you."
You sound so much better though. So just say it. Greg, how's your week?
Oh man, dude, so much to talk about. Where do I begin? So, got the Xbox Series X, so I've been loving my life. Going back and forth between Call of Duty Cold War and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is, I think, the best Assassin's Creed game yet. I love it. I am very excited to say that we have now finally found a social media coordinator who's like blowing our minds with like all the stuff we could do with this podcast. So hopefully our 12 fans will go up to 35 fans. However, my week was not as great as the weekend that Dupper had on the Oregon Trail. So,
we're
Dupper,
gonna
tell
get
us
there.
about your journey on the Oregon Trail.
Hold on. Let's just get through before we get into that. I think that because we will talk about that part of the weekend. It was a long weekend.
Dude, you like totally killed it for me. I set it
don't
up
worry,
and
dude.
everything, and you
Well,
just
it's
you
'cause
just
it's
had to
Rick's
be a prima
podcast.
donna. No, we're not going to talk
Gregory,
about that.
because we have something more important to talk about leading up to that. That's why. So good job, Greg.
The Oregon
Good job.
Trail.
Yeah, we're
Oregon
coming
Trail,
back to it, I promise. So Dupe, you and I had the same highlight this week as well as Josh, right?
Well, I
Not
wouldn't call it a
called
highlight,
but
but
that would be
it
the
was
what we talked
a
about.
significant
Right?
event.
That was our event for the week. So Josh talked about it. We all had to go to a memorial, right? For a good friend of ours, Trevor Howlett, passed away with cancer at a very, very young age, our age, actually, way too soon. Really good friend of ours, and it was a really hard few weeks dealing with it. Right, once everybody found out and had to wait for this memorial, it was nice to be able to say goodbye and be there with the family and his wife and his kids. Josh, you got anything to say to that? Actually,
No, it was a beautiful memorial. Yeah, way too soon. He wasn't even our age. He was still a few years younger than us. It's just like we said before, cancer doesn't fucking care who you are. So, I always say fuck cancer, and his memory will live on with his boys and his family and his friends.
I think we're going to spend, and we've talked about that. We're going to do our very, very best to continue showing how much we appreciated him as a friend for the years that he gave us. We want to give those same years back to his kids and to his wife and his family, because he really was an amazing human, and we very much miss him. Dupe, you got anything to add to that?
He was definitely very special. I'll never. A lot of people talked about his smile when they went and they spoke about him at his service, and that's one thing I'll never forget as well. Is he did have a dynamic smile. He was always smiling. He always showing off those teeth, and I'll never forget. And I'm sure that we can all relate to this. But whenever he said my name, he said Dupper. It was always I can't even replicate it, because whenever he said it, it was with such a warmth and it was with so much love and care every time he said it, and that's what he provided for everybody that he went in and contacted with, right? I mean, whenever you walked away from him, you got a genuine feeling that we were family, and so I will definitely miss him. I mean, we've all known him 20 years, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
at least
been
20
a long
years.
time.
Yeah.
So this is probably the first friend that I've had that passed away that I've known that long, and so it's hard. It is hard.
He you talk about like when somebody passes away, if they can, you want to leave a mark, right? He truly did leave a mark with everybody that came into his life. Josh and I can talk about, I mean, shit, how many stories can we tell where it was like, hey, Trevor was there in a heartbeat. You asked him, he was there. Good times and bad times, Trevor could be there for something. If you asked of him, he was there for you.
Even if you didn't ask.
Yeah, and he never asked for anything back. You only wanted to give back to. He's one of those people you wanted to give back because he was such a good person. So, I don't know. I miss him. That's all I got to say about it. You got anything more for that, Josh?
I think everybody pretty much said everything. He just most kind-hearted person that I think I've ever known. He would everybody says it that they'd give the shirt off their back, but he would literally give whatever he was wearing that day to give you if you needed it.
He really did. The only thing that I can think of adding to this is just make sure you guys see the doctor once in a while. I know we're in a fun age in our 30s, and some people are in our 20s that listen. You think you're invincible, and then you're going to find out you're not. So get checked. Do the right thing there once in a while for your family, for your loved ones and your friends.
If something doesn't feel right, go get it checked out.
So what Greg alluded to try and bring us out of this sadness a little bit. Duper and I, Duper came out from Las Vegas all the way to what he would call Palmdale, California, although it was Roseman. And
It's
we
Palmdale.
decided we were on our way back. We hadn't eaten. We didn't eat at the memorial. We were trying to keep it, play it safe because there were going to be a lot of people there. So we did our best to socially distance ourselves and keep our masks on, all that bullshit that you have to try and do. We weren't 100% at that, by the way. It's really hard to do when you're in an emotional state.
I'm going to give Rick like 25%.
No way, dude. I didn't even go near the mass. I couldn't. We didn't eat. We didn't drink.
We didn't go in any crowds.
Yeah, we stayed to the side as much as we could until we left. But we did get to see everybody, and we did get to give the love. But regardless, at the end of the night, we come back. It's 6 o'clock at night, and everybody's hungry. So there's this place out here in Rosemond. If anybody's on this side, it's called Don Poncho's. And I mean, like, this is legit Mexican food, like straight out of like a cart in Mexico somehow, right? So I'm like, dude, you got to have some Mexican food. He's like, oh, I'm down. So he orders this giant burrito. No, and I'm like, I know that's gonna make you shit, like beyond shits. Like it's a strong, powerful burrito. They put everything in it, right? So we get that. At the same time, one of our friends came over that didn't go to the thing and had been wanting to just check in and see Dupper, right? He's a popular guy when he's out here. So he pulls up, but he shows up with a $200 bottle of alcohol. What happened then, Dupper?
Well, we drank it. Well, first we had a small sip of it, about a quarter glass, and that was while we were eating our burritos, and we were feeling good already. We were actually talking about, wow, this was strong, and I think I'm already kind of drunk. And so I think the appropriate thing to do when you have that little bit of whiskey and then you still have an entire bottle to drink is to finish the bottle, right? I mean,
of course.
I don't know why you wouldn't. So that's what happened. We finished the bottle.
Yeah. My loving wife really enjoyed. It was funny because she actually started a fire pit for us in the backyard. We went out to have a cigar. That whiskey just kept trickling down that bottle. And what's funny is, Dupper, you realize we finished the bottle that our friend Lee brought, and then we actually took care of 3/4 of a bottle that I had, and that's the one where it really went down south quick because it was barrel proof, 125 proof whiskey, and there's only about 1/4 of a bottle left from a full bottle that we had there. So yeah, it was a little intense. Greg, go ahead. You were really excited about this earlier. Now it's your turn. Get to the Oregon Trail.
Well, I wasn't there, so I can't say like as if I was there. I wasn't there. I wasn't drinking. You guys didn't text me the whole time until Sunday when it took Dupper 12 hours to get home from Roseman. And yeah, so
maybe we should say that Saturday night was fun until like 1 a.m. and then I was done. I went to bed, and it was so funny because Dupper, like, everybody's drunk at this point, and we've got Lee crashing on my couch. You know, Dupper's got the guest room, and I was just telling him the story, but it was like 2 a.m. and I'm asleep. Everybody's asleep, and my daughter, who never hears me drink like this, or anybody in this house, because I don't really drink, she hears Dupper and Lee come down into the hallway, and her room's next to our room, and Dupper's through the door going, Rick, you awake, Rick? At like 2:15. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, you woke me up.
You know what's funny is my perception of the time was so off because I felt like I did that right after you went to bed. I did not realize that was an hour.
It was legitimately an hour. It was so good. So all he wanted, and when I finally get home, I'm like, what do you need? What do you need? He's like, dude, can we smoke a cigar? Can we get some cigars out of the humidor? And I was like, Jesus Christ, just go get cigars. Like, I want to sleep.
That's rude.
It was a good time.
I would have done that. I don't want to be rude.
Did you smoke the Cubans?
I don't know. Yeah, I was so drunk. I just grabbed a cigar. I couldn't tell you what it was.
It could have been the It's a Boys or It's a Girls.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
Bubblegum cigar.
But I like how I'm like, Dupper, share your experience on your Oregon Trail, and then Rick takes over and just tells.
No, I'm giving.
So I want to hear your side of the story, dude.
Greg, you should just be used to this by now.
I know, I am.
Shut
But
up,
I like
Greg.
to call Rick out on it every single time he does it. So,
Shut
Dupper,
up, Greg.
how was
Yeah.
your experience?
Dude, it was a long drive home. After a hard night drinking, I had to pull over and take a nap, man. I couldn't make it the whole way. I was just tired. It was hard to keep my eyes open.
Where'd you have to pull over at?
At a rest stop. So I took 2 naps.
And he was only like half hour down the road.
I took 2 30-minute naps. So
That's amazing.
yeah, dude, I was tired. I was very, very tired because my body wouldn't let me sleep in the next morning. Because I think if I would have been able to sleep in the next day, I would have been fine. But I woke up just like every fucking day. Well, I did sleep in, I guess, and I woke up at 8 a.m. So that was awesome. So I think that's why I was so tired on the road. Back in the day when we would drink, we would sleep in until 2, 3 o'clock the next day, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, unless it was a PT day, right, Greg? But,
yeah, dude. Well, you don't go to sleep on PT days. You just, power
that's
through
true.
it.
You just,
But dude, so like the funny thing for me is it was like 4 p.m., right? And like I see the text from Rick in the group text saying, "Duper, are you okay? Did you make it home?" And I'm like, wait. And then so like I'm like, oh, I gotta FaceTime him because I want to see what he looks like because this sounds like you had a rough night, So then like you fail to answer FaceTime, so I'm like, fuck.
I'm driving.
Now it's just me and Rick. Dude, it hasn't stopped you before from FaceTiming, so whatever.
I've never FaceTimed in the road.
And Rick was like, dude, he left at
That's not
10. At 10. I'm like, what has he been doing for 6 hours? And you didn't like respond until like the next day. And I'm like, well, I guess he's alive. All right.
Well,
cool.
I was actually really excited about the fact that we got to sit and talk for a few minutes, Greg, there, because your wife, shout out to Heather, thank you, made me feel better about not being so paranoid about getting sick, making me feel a little bit better. So it's nice to have that.
Well, how did she do that?
Well, she's in the medical field, so that helps.
Yeah.
And they've had to fight off COVID. And Greg's COVID story didn't really, we aren't the same, right? So I was just like, oh man, I don't want to get COVID. I'm paranoid. I'm going to wind up in the hospital like day 2 or something, right? Like I lose my sense of smell and then I don't breathe anymore or something. So she broke it down a lot easier and said, yes, it sucks, but you've got a really, really good chance of just thinking it sucks.
So wait a minute. So you leave your house one time during COVID, and now you're going to the Million MAGA March? Like, what the fuck happened here?
No.
You're laughing, and the apocalypse is over. He's like, oh, it's all good.
He takes off his mask. He's swinging it above his head. Woo! Fuck your mask.
I'm going out everywhere naked now, just not wearing any clothes. I'm gonna be all the analogies. Like, you don't wear a mask, you don't wear pants, you pee on people, right? I'm gonna do that whole thing. It's gonna be great.
That's it. Just dead silence after that. All right, yeah.
So basically, she was like, I was a smoker. I got COVID. I got through it. It's fine. And he was like, oh, well, that means if I get it and I'm a smoker, then I should be okay too. Oh, well, thanks, Heather. I feel a lot better now. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, so the entire COVID special, when I talked about all this shit, didn't listen, not one word.
No, wait.
But all of a sudden, he hears my wife say, yeah, I was a smoker, but I got through it. You'll be fine. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm going to point out right away.
8 months of this being on the news 24 hours a day. That's not what got through to you. Nope, 30 seconds with Heather on the phone. I'm good.
Yeah, maybe I just needed to talk to a nurse, and that was it.
And I think this is gonna be my last episode, guys. I'm just gonna have Heather's nursing hour on there, and then she'll just bring up random health facts. I guess I don't know.
Switching up the podcast. Shit. Well, anyways, that was our week. That was a long catch up. What? Hey, Greg.
Yeah, dude. So what random topic am I going to talk about now? You guys kind of threw me off. But yeah, so our social media coordinator today was like hitting us up with like, oh my God, I'm talking to you guys from the bidet. And oh my God, it's fantastic. It'll change your life. And then like, I remember, so bidets, basically, for people who don't know what bidets are, they're, toilets with with shoot water up your butt as a cleansing mechanism.
Toilets with tiny little water fountains.
Yes, and the birds,
the little cherub that just spits water in your asshole.
Yes, exactly. So our social media coordinator, who's working for free, by the way, so thanks for that, was like swearing up and down, right? And then I remember Rick saying, well, I got one like 8 months ago and I haven't installed it. 8 months ago. So, well, whatever. So 10 months ago. So then he's like, so it raises the question. I was like, so bidets, like I've never used one. I've been scared. Like I don't want any water shooting anywhere near my poop, my poop chute. So I'm just wondering, what are your guys' thoughts on, are bidets great? Are they just meh? Or are they just gross? So Josh, what do you think?
I just want to point out, really, before we get into the opinions.
God damn it, Rick!
You don't spray anything near your asshole. How do you keep your asshole clean?
Well, bleach. Not in, bleach. Yes.
And a toothbrush. I do it for him. Josh,
that was it.
I'm just gonna say I've never used one, so
good man.
I use toilet paper. Sometimes Kleenex, maybe paper
going
towel.
Back. Right, not forward, going back. We talked about this on episode 1, by the way.
Yeah, we did.
Rick, what's your opinion on it?
Well, my wife knows that I've been curious about them for a while because I heard they were
about a lot of things. Whenever it's got anything to do with an asshole, you're curious.
Yeah, he's all over it.
So and okay, she's not listening right now, but I thought maybe this would be like the gateway.
You don't even need to continue that. So stupid.
Like, baby, I put the bidet on the toilet for you.
Like she's gonna be in like the next thing you were gonna buy was a jacuzzi. Oh, just you throw that jet stream up your butt. It could be more solid.
A lot smaller.
No, so it's funny because I at the beginning of this whole COVID thing and we were stuck at home, I was like, dude, I want a bidet for the toilet. I want to try it. We'll see what it is. So I'm like checking out all these bidets, but they're always sold out. And I heard it was really sanitary. I totally forgot about that shit until our anniversary at the beginning of this month. And for my anniversary present, she got me a bidet to install. I haven't done it.
Well, that's her telling you that your ass smells and you're not cleaning it well enough.
Well, I mean, I'm cleaning it as best I can. You can only twist your finger with the toilet paper deep in there as much as it only goes so far.
Dude, I'm just glad that you didn't have it installed this weekend, because Dupper would have probably been using it to like rinse his mouth out of throw up, or he'd be brushing his teeth.
It's very easy to get confused with that kind of stuff. It looks like a little water fountain, so I mean, it's possible.
What do you think, Dupe?
What I have no idea what to think about these. I think they're French, so they suck. There you go.
The French Foreign Legion uses them.
I bet they do, those bastards. Little fucking prissy bitches. That's right, French Foreign Legion. Come on down, bitch.
We wouldn't know much about them because Greg didn't talk about them last week.
No, we know about him because he talked about them for years. 1 week does not make up for the many years of education that he gave us on the superior fighting force that is the French Foreign Legion.
Okay, so I got a deep one. I got
a
deep one, huh? You got a deep one with that bidet?
Yeah.
Putting that bidet up deep in that butt.
Well, you know what? What if that's actually like helpful? Like, I'm really looking forward to trying it one time just to see what happens. But you know how you get like those half shits where you're like, I feel like I could wipe forever because it's just like, why hasn't that left? This is where the bidet can come in and just kind of fix the whole situation for you. What I want to know is how do you clean a bidet? Is there shit speckles on there?
No, dude, it's not in your asshole. What the fuck is wrong? Dude, you're doing it wrong.
It's what I'm talking about.
What?
You don't put it in your ass, dude.
Oh. Never mind, dude. We'll talk about that later. We're gonna take this conversation offline now.
But even still, probably a Clorox wipe. I mean, bleach. Oh God, bleach. You know, you need a whole lot of bleach, evidently.
Well, I was taking it for COVID for a while.
All right, so Rick, you got a week to install it, and we want to review next week.
All right, I will get it installed, and I'll tell you what it does. Josh, you should come over and try it.
No. Not after your ass has been near it. I won't go near anything that's been by your ass.
Josh, I'll sell you $5 to drink out of it.
It won't go to him though.
Even if it's new.
It never comes to me.
I bet you our social media coordinator will do it.
I don't think he would. I'd
He
be
has his
happy if he
own.
would.
Actually,
He
maybe I should
does.
just go try his before I do all the work to install one. I can just go over there and try it. Again, I don't know if there's shit speckles on it. There's again offline conversation. I got to figure out how this thing works. Does it have a hose? Does it sit in stationary position? I don't know, man. There's so much to learn about bidets. Hey, Duper, I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point now where AI is smart, right? So if a robot gains consciousness, is it okay? This is a robot to turn it off.
Well, I mean, every woman, if it's a female robot, you are going to turn it off without a doubt.
He won't even own a female one.
Like, I'm just saying that.
I wouldn't buy the female robot with the mouth.
No, that's fucking sexist as shit, dude.
She got one hole.
My dream woman is a woman that can't speak.
Oh man,
fuck,
dude. So like to the three women that listen to this podcast, I'm sorry. Rick's views are not, the opinions of the rest of the members of the podcast. I just want to let you know that.
I wish we were live streaming right now because Greg's wearing a "No Ma'am" t-shirt.
He basically is. But I mean, it's nice though. It is nice.
This is my undershirt from work, fuckers. That's how That's how I roll.
What was the question? We were talking about turning off robots if they're conscious, right? No.
Because what's the moral implication of building an artificial intelligence that can actually gain consciousness?
Man, I guess it depends on the type of robot. So if it can feel pain and it needs to, I guess it depends, man. Because if you need to turn it off to charge it, then yeah, you need to turn it off, right? And you need to charge that bitch. But if it doesn't need to be turned off and it's fully conscious and is sentient, kind of like we are, then no, you can't turn it off. It would be kind of like murder.
But wouldn't if AIs are smart enough to, respond and make, smart thoughts and, intelligent responses, wouldn't they be smart enough to charge themselves too?
That's what I was going to get at. Like when I think of art, what? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what if they can't get to a charger like most Teslas?
But what if they're more like the
Love you.
What if they're more like the robot from Alien Covenant, like that kind of robot?
I never saw it,
dude. And then did you guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Who?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show?
Like the first season, maybe.
No.
Well, like the last 2 or 3 episodes talked about this topic specifically with LMDs, or what they call life model decoys. So yeah, just watch the last LMDs.
LMD. They named
life
it after
model decoy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nerd.
So they just talked about that. So just watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There you go.
And it answers all these questions for us.
But Rick, I would hate for you to get an AI because your equipment always fucking sucks. So like you get an AI, it might like blow up your house or something.
Knowing my luck, I'll only get Samsung AI apparently, and it'll only work for 3 updates, and after that, it's gonna die fast. It have shitty memory problems, and it'll never send a text message.
No bullshit. I got an update today. I went from 99% battery to 67 when it came back from the update. It was like, fuck you, dude. Like, what the fuck happened to the battery life?
Samsung.
Fucking robots. Terminators should be turned off.
Okay.
Once they try to kill us, I think that's the time you turn it off.
Wait. But not all T-100s wanted to kill us.
But there was one that didn't try to kill us.
I mean, when you turn him off?
I'll throw him in lava and let him melt. Yes.
It's fucked up, man.
I'd be happy as fuck too. Fuck you, robot. Melt, bitch.
Fuck you, robot.
Come with me if you want to live.
No, melt. So what do you got, Rick? What do you got on this one? This was your topic.
Tell me
about turning off female robots.
Do they got a butthole?
First you say anything about anal. Second, you buy a bidet and with the implication that maybe that'll get you towards anal, and then they're turned off. They just they'll hit the switch for themselves. No, I think it's a really interesting question because you're like, okay, you said something about like, well, if they can feel pain, then they have consciousness. But what if that's not? Because I'm trying to understand what consciousness is. That's what the question for me was. Is it feeling pain and having that physical reaction to something, right? Or is it having an internal feeling and a memory and being able to relate to an event? Maybe you can't smell something, but you can definitely feel the pain of loss, or remember. You could feel those emotions, human emotions. Does that gain consciousness? That's it's hard to figure out. I don't know if you could turn them off unless they turn into that movie with Will Smith and they go all iRobot on you.
Never saw it.
And then,
You're referencing every movie I've never seen right now. I love it.
dude, you haven't even seen Save It Private Ryan. I don't want to hear it. Like, you've never seen a movie, is what I've heard when you said that.
I saw Deliverance once. That was good. Squeal like a pig.
Do you think if we got an AI version of Rick, like he wouldn't talk so much?
No,
No, because
Oh,
no, I'll
God.
talk a lot.
he would
He'll
probably
talk a lot.
double because Rick would probably fucking program him.
It would just say anal, 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 anal.
Butt stuff.
But you know what's funny is Rachel would actually prefer to hang out with that version of Rick because it would talk about anal.
Well,
it
see,
would actually be talking about anal lust in the live version of Rick.
you know what's great is, like, I honestly only say anal, like the word anal, only on this podcast.
That's a bunch of fucking lies.
It's bullshit, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's
so
a
funny.
fucking bunch of lies.
No bullshit. Ask my wife, dude. I'm not allowed to talk about it around her
Oh,
anymore.
around her, that might be true.
Go
That
bring
might
her
be
in.
true.
Dude, I want
It
to
is,
look at your OK Google search history and see if it's documented how many times you said anal in your household.
Opens up his
Circuits
phone.
overload.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to type anything in. His phone just automatically has anal typed in there whenever he's trying to text anything.
Oh,
This is like
and
his
to
autocorrect.
to
he
each son who
types
listens to
in
the
like
podcast, I just-
he types in AN, for like, to begin typing Android, and it just says ANAL, 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 just like autocomplete anal.
If he
when
types-
I go
if
to
he puts in
type
a
in
Q
GO
or
to
an
go to
I,
Google, it still pops up with ANAL.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. You still want, God damn it, my joke.
Sorry, man. That was my fault. My bad.
Spoilers for anybody who's watching The Mandalorian. Take a
Oh,
moment
come
to
on.
take a step back. But in the second episode, Baby Yoda decides to start eating some eggs. People are fucking pissed off. People want to cancel him. They want to get rid of Baby Yoda all of a sudden. What say you, Greg? You're a big
Dude,
nerd.
fuck them. By the way, dude, yeah, I wish you would have ate all those frog eggs, because fuck that bitch. All right.
Yeah.
You would fuck
but
that bitch?
no, no. I
No.
mean,
He's
it looks like
I
amphibian porn.
misinterpreted that.
I mean,
she give up
she would
anal?
probably do pretty good if she had a bidet, though, since she's a frog. But dude, I don't even care about episode 2 anymore. This is old news. Like, episode 3 was simply the greatest fucking episode of Mandalorian yet. Like,
I don't know why.
oh,
Okay, so I'll
dude.
tell you this, Greg, because
Okay.
you texted me that, and then I also saw an article when I was scrolling, and it was like Baby Yoda, like justifies the frog thing. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is he gonna like incubate the frogs and then give birth to them? And so I didn't know what that was. And then you also text me, dude, fucking greatest episode fucking ever. And so I check it out. I'm like, God damn it, I gotta watch this before it's spoiled. So I watch it, and I'm just like,
Dude,
So,
really?
first of all, how did that vindicate Baby Yoda that he ate all of those
I
frogs?
don't know.
And they're like, hey, it's cool. He played with a baby frog at the end of this one. So it's all good, guys. He was eating his brothers and sisters.
I guess that's why they
Like-
because I didn't read the article because I didn't want to spoil for me. So I guess yeah, because he played with a baby frog that he also considered eating. It makes it better.
Fuck
Well,
that.
he didn't
First of
really
all, the
play
frog
with
people-
it. He just saw it when it hatched.
No,
I
he was
mean, I
petting
wouldn't
it. He was
consider
petting
that
it.
playing with it.
He was
Yeah,
petting
he
it.
was playing with it.
He was playing with it at the end when Mando came to pick him up.
Greg, why was this the best episode of
Oh,
Mandalorian?
dude. Well, I don't want
I'm
to
gonna
say
have to
too
take-
much
I'm gonna
because
have to take my headphones off for this.
no, I'm not gonna spoil it, dude. But it ties in with the Mandalorians that you've actually seen in other shows like Clone Wars and
See?
and Rebels, and it actually explains why some Mandalorians remove their helmets and others don't. So there was finally that fucking conclusion to it. Dude, it was fucking just. I don't want to go too much into it, but I loved it, man. It was the best episode yet. You know.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out is why they killed the original Mandalorian off so fast in the third episode to replace him with these new Mandalorians like immediately, and now that's the Mandalorian. Like, none of that made sense to me.
So you talking about from season 1?
No, from season 2, like episode 3, right, where they kill this Mandalorian that's been running around with the child, and now they replace him with this other Mandalorian.
You're silly.
Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah. I knew
say-
when you first started talking, Rick, that you're bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, I loved it, you know. And I also loved how in episode 2, and I text this to you guys, but Dave Filoni was an X-Wing pilot, which was, I mean, he was in season 1 as well, but he was actually more so in episode 2 of this second season, you know. Which I was like, oh shit, that's pretty fucking cool. I like how they do Easter egg shit like that, where they'll just input people and, you know, have them make cameos and all that stuff.
I guess I wish I was more entrenched in that culture, because I mean, what made that the best episode ever for you kind of made it just an episode for me. So
yeah, but you're not really a Star Wars fan anyway, so. But anyway.
Not like that. And to be honest, I was done with the Star Wars franchise after the new movies that came out, and then the prequels before that. It was like 5 straight. I mean, outside of Rogue One, it was just like one bad movie after the next.
I agree.
So Mandalorian came out, and it totally revitalized my give a fuck about this franchise.
Dude, did you watch the cartoons like Clone Wars and Rebels?
Mm-mm.
Rebels is fucking awesome, dude. Like, you need to go and watch Rebels on Disney Plus. It was fucking, trust me, it's a good show.
I would prefer just to watch Futurama for like the 7th time, and maybe regular show for a 3rd time.
Yeah, I'm telling
Give
you,
me
man.
another-
Well, you know what?
I'll go
Who the fuck am I to give you recommendations? You haven't even watched Saving Private Ryan, and it's like a 30-year-old movie. Like, what the fuck's wrong with
There
you?
it is again. There it is again.
Again.
Okay, so Ticketmaster, no spoilers here, but Ticketmaster, there's some conflicting reports on this one, but they may or may not require vaccine passes, and they may or may not require COVID passes. What I think they did with Ticketmaster is they leaked this out to kind of see how we would respond to it as an audience, and then now they're kind of backtracking it, and they're kind of saying that it was fake news, and it was never actually coming out from Ticketmaster. I think they were testing us to see if we would be willing to do it or not. Would you be willing to do it, Josh? You taking the vaccine to make sure you can go to a concert?
No. If everybody wants to risk it by going to a concert, let them. Let fucking COVID sort them out, or you make them sign something before they go in.
Greg, you taking the test so you can go see Spice Girls again?
Yeah, and Bieber.
Bieber.
But, dude, like, I was like, what? I was like, you said COVID passes? What
you
is
would have to
that?
get a pass. You would have to get a pass. So you would have to pass the COVID test. So you would have to get a negative result on the COVID test.
Oh, I'm thinking like hall passes. I was
or
like, what's a
or
COVID
you would
pass?
or you would have to get a vaccine of COVID, and you would have to log it into the app on Ticketmaster to confirm that you had it. They would confirm that you're good to go, and then you would be able to go to the event.
Well, dude, they can just get with our non-sponsor with fake COVID tests and then get around that.
There
so,
you go.
you know?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're on it.
Yeah, dude. You know, I just hope that they don't ask for a semen sample.
Or an anal sample.
You know? Well, Rick would gladly
Rick is
provide.
more than that. So, Rick, you going to Fleetwood Mac? What are you going to do for that?
Fuck yeah, I'll take a vaccine. First of all, you all those that love capitalism so much, they're a business and they can run it however they want, unfortunately. So go or don't go. But why wouldn't they think of doing something where it's like, okay, we can have 2 shows and one of them's going to be people that want to have their goddamn freedom and from a vaccine that might, make them autistic when they're 40, and then have it where it's like, okay, people got vaccinated, they can go to this show, so it's safe.
So wait. So in
you
a
just do
country already super divided, you want to also divide us by COVID test takers and non-test
Absolutely.
takers? Like,
Shame.
this is
Shame.
such a terrible idea. Like the COVID test takers would just be standing outside protesting the non-test takers on their way out. Like, it's gonna be a terrible thing, man. You're gonna see people
I honestly-
stabbed at their concerts.
You got to look at it like maybe that's just a temporary solution because it's not like they make you get a flu shot before you go to a concert now, right? And flu shots have been around for about what 30, 40 years.
Well, I don't know.
Um,
After a year of this whole lockdown, things could be very different when we come out the other side.
yeah, but I mean, it's in the interest of public health. It could be justified. I don't know. There's really no right answer for that, but fucking whatever, dude. If I want to go to a concert, I'm already taking the risk of getting everything else in the world because people are dirty. They're just dirty. Like, I've been to hippie concerts.
So, Rick, how many injections have you had? And I'll just leave it at that. Because like knowing you're all COVID conscious, so you probably want to get like everything injected into you. So you could probably like go down the street and be like, COVID injection here, and then like that like ticket scalpers and shit. And Rick's like, oh, I think this is safe.
I can go see Jack White. Give me it. Oh man, I will get my vaccine from a doctor, sir.
But I'm gonna give you guys a chance to nerd out. There's a SpaceX launch. You guys want to tell me why that's significant?
Because SpaceX is the shit. So this is the first mission in history with the
X puts it in the spot. X puts it in the spot.
X going to the space station.
X going to the space station. X going to the space station. Way better, man.
Actually, dude, they should be docking with the space station.
8 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it should be soon, if not already, by the time of this recording.
Can you help me explain? Can you explain what docking is to me?
Yeah, again. So this is where, like, okay, let's just say it's you and Greg, right? And you need a doc. So one of you would have an erect, uncircumcised penis, like what Duper has, and then basically,
but we're just trying to park a
then you would have
satellite station. I don't
wait,
understand.
wait. How do you know Duper's uncircumcised?
They drink a lot of whiskey.
Just spent the weekend with him. What are you talking about?
He did more than drinking, I can tell you that.
I wish.
Whiskey dick. Oh, where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for it. God, Duper, you hate those fucking sound effects because every time I play one, your face goes from like, this is okay, to like, God damn it, that's some bullshit. I love it.
SpaceX. So it matters because a civilian was able to get government funded money and put somebody on the moon or on a satellite station. I don't understand why.
This is the first time that they tested the Crew Dragon with the 4-man crew. So it's 3 Americans and 1 Japanese. So they're going to be up there, I think, for like 6 months, right?
I'll tell you, man, if this was World War II, you don't let the Japanese guy drive.
It's
I'm going to my safe space now. Give me 30 seconds.
That was a Saving Private Ryan joke.
No, it wasn't.
They weren't in the Pacific Saving Private Ryan.
I don't know what war is even about. Is that the first or second one?
The fourth.
Oh my God. It wasn't Greg. It wasn't a test flight. That was actually our first real flight.
No, I didn't say test flight. It was the first time.
They were testing 4 people, but it was actually our first real flight. In collaboration, NASA and SpaceX. Yeah.
Okay, but it's the first time they had 4 people. They filled up the Crew Dragon with 4 people. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and this is like these incremental little steps. They're going to start moving us towards, a true Mars mission, right? That's what Elon's pushing for.
So I need to know how green it was, though. So that looked like when it was taken off, it was putting off a lot of emissions. Tell me about that, Rick.
Big footprint, dude.
How many carbon taxes do you have to pay to offset that?
All the carbon.
God.
All the carbons. You get a coupon though if you do more than 3 flights in a year.
How many years do you have to be in the Paris Accords to rectify that situation?
Couple,
maybe 2 years. After what Trump's done these past 4 years, 20.
I can answer any one of these questions.
Anybody else got anything on SpaceX?
I love SpaceX, man. They had me at landing rockets. It still amazes me that they could bring a rocket back down and land it. Just, okay.
I want to point this out to Greg, too, that they did take off yesterday at like, 1:30 in the afternoon?
No, it was in the evening. It was like Sunday night, wasn't it? Or it was like Sunday morning.
But even though it's a pretty straight shot to get to the space to the actual space station, it being again part of Tesla and SpaceX, they had to stop halfway, recharge, and then make it.
They had to find a supercharger.
Yeah, they looked for a supercharger in space. Had nothing. They just had to work off solar panels. But yeah, again, no range on this
Elon
fucking
Musk-
anything, Elon.
A better story is that I have a T-shirt that I purchased off one of the members of this podcast, and it has been in the hands of every single person of this podcast except for the owner. So just like the SpaceX crew on their adventure to the space station, my T-shirt has an adventure. I should make a fucking Facebook page for it, though, or an Instagram page, so we just do pictures. Yeah,
it's amazing because it's been to Vegas twice and still hasn't gotten.
Dun, dun, dun.
Elon Musk sent out that text tweet. Oh my god, he tweeted about the 2 positive tests and the 2 negative tests. What do you think of that, Rick? Kind of tying together Elon Musk and COVID thing.
Well, I feel like it was a little irresponsible because it's a small sample size. What was the testing environment? Was this a controlled test? What were you doing? Like, there's a lot of questions there to be asked. Of course, there's a lot of questions about test reliability, anyways, and that's a conversation to be had too, right? Because they're still trying to figure out how to do an accurate rapid test. None of these are going to be foolproof.
But a 50% failure rate—that's pretty bad.
Well, 50% out of 4 tests on one person taken rapid fire.
Yeah.
Again, it's a small sample size. It's not necessarily a controlled environment to take.
But you would also assume that this is Elon Musk, so they're probably giving him the best shit on the planet, and then you still have a 50% approval rate. And then this
so why didn't he do it to 10 people
on the planet? Huh?
Well, he's a very good businessman.
And he's smart as fuck.
He's very good at marketing.
It's a combination.
But you have... Why didn't he do 10 people, 20 people? He's got the money, right? Say, hey, you know what? I'm going to pay for 100 people to get tested 4 times in a day, a few hours apart. And we're going to see what the results are. That would be a little bit more compelling, right? Plus, where the proof of the test, it was a tweet.
He came out with a flamethrower for a while, and he has the Boring Company. Greg, how long before he comes out with his own test strips? Is this what this is all about?
Knowing him, he probably already did it. I mean... But my only rebuttal to that is Elon Musk. I don't want to say he's been against COVID this whole time.
Well, I think we're all against COVID.
Well, no, but
hey, COVID! A million man COVID march.
No. Well, Rick's not against it. He's swinging his mask around and everything.
Yeah, no shit. Rick is on board.
I'm free balling right now.
Well, I meant to say the response of it, right? So, like, if you remember, he when the Fremont factory in California was shut down, he was like the number one person to bitch about why it's not reopening. And he actually threatened the state of California that, if he wasn't allowed to reopen his Fremont factory, he was going to move it elsewhere. Yeah. So he's definitely been against at least the COVID response, I believe. So I think anything he gets that kind of shed like negativity on it or like disbelief in it, I think that's what he's doing. But he's also a smart man, dude. So I mean, he does this shit. So I mean, who knows what to believe,
Well, the bottom line though is we're right now in this country, there are a lot of people that don't believe anything we're doing is going to help prevent us from getting sick, right? Some people don't even believe COVID's real. So when you're kind of sowing that doubt without really backing it up, that makes it really, it's just irresponsible. That's what I was getting around to, especially again on a tweet.
Yeah, you know me, I'm always going to say Chris Cuomo's word over Elon Musk every day of the week.
Who's that?
Sexier, Chris Cuomo.
Still. The governor from New York.
That's Andrew Cuomo. That's his older, sexier brother.
Which one has the nipples?
Chris Cuomo's the one with the pierced nipples. Rick, Chris Paul got traded, dude.
Huh?
Chris Paul got traded.
Fuck yeah, Chris Paul got traded. Poor Chris Paul, but at the same time, fuck yeah, Oklahoma.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's stuck, man. Even though he's got Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, that team is not good.
They
are not a good team.
Where'd he go?
And the thing is, he went to Phoenix. He's a son. Really, it's I was more excited about what Oklahoma City did there. Aside from the fact that Oklahoma City now owns like every pick in the draft for the next 5 years, like literally every first round pick. They might I was talking about this earlier, but they might as well just stop having a draft, the pomp and circumstance for the next like 3 years, and just say all of these players go to Oklahoma City and they can figure out what they're going to do with them because they have every fucking pick. They also picked up Abdel Nader, Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio. They got a haul really for Chris Paul in a shitty contract. That's the other thing. That contract was ass. So the fact that Oklahoma City got out of paying him all that money and they got really good quality players back, man, that was a hell of a trade. Hats off to OKC. And they made a trade with us this week too, with the Lakers. And we got Dennis Schroeder, who is a really good point guard, and he's most likely going to be replacing Rajon Rondo because Rondo is ready to get paid. So good on Oklahoma City. They're making some good moves.
They didn't get a tremendous pick here. They got one pick on this trade.
Yeah, because they have the other picks. They have all the other picks.
And I think Chris
they were
Paul
just trying
really
to get that last.
OKC really overachieved this year. So I think that going to a team with Booker and Aton, how do you say his name? Aiden. So common. Sorry.
How do you get Aton to Aiden?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Dude,
Jesus Christ,
okay.
Dude, it was a long weekend. I went out to California. I was hanging out with Governor Newsom. I don't know if you guys know him. And we had a dinner party right after he put out mandates for everybody else to stay inside. We immediately went to the French restaurant and we had a small dinner party.
So you had such an impact on the state of California that they decided to shut that bitch down after your departure.
They shut it down under my guidance. Yes, I asked Governor Newsom to shut it down.
He's like, "Fuck it, everything's in purple. Fuck you." You know,
yeah. Purple. Like Rick's an asshole. Purple.
After the bidet. Just after a little bidet time. I got to figure out, is there pressure to this? Like, can you dial it up or dial it down?
Well, that's what you got a week to figure out, Rick.
I'm going to figure it all out. It's going to be a really interesting week.
That would be important. Yeah, you should have control over the water pressure on it, right?
Yeah, because I don't want like ass water spraying all over my toilet and my bathroom. You know what I mean? Like Rachel will walk in and murder me if there's speckle everywhere.
Just not like
my asshole is spotless, but the walls are not. Like she might have a problem there. I don't know how to deal with it yet. I got to figure it out. It's going to be some work.
I don't know how I feel. Like I feel like it would just move things around on your butt. Like it wouldn't really clean it. Like that's like taking a shower without cleaning, like without the wiping part, right? Like,
dude, you just stand up a little bit and you just take steps like back and forth and side to side, and just front and back, turn around. You know,
it's like if you went to the dentist and they just used the water spray and they're like, "Okay, you're good."
Yeah. Dude, is this supposed to be like brushing your teeth, where it's like 10 seconds per side or something?
Is there any like instructional videos on YouTube?
That's a good question. I'm actually going to look for some YouTube videos. How to use a bidet.
Rick is actually going to create some because he always fucking FaceTimes us when he's on the fucking shitter. So
I'm just letting you know, I am going to use the Take Warning Pod
we got
YouTube account to make that how-to video. Just
we got to get in touch with Lee. He's got to show us how to do that.
Yeah,
he's our social media manager now, so it's on you, Lee.
It's fucking terrible. Dodgers icon Hall of Famer Tommy Lasorda is hospitalized in the ICU. They're not releasing what's wrong with him. I think he's 93 years old, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad. They ever
truly hope.
Did they ever say what he was in there for?
No, I just said that they did not.
Oh, you see how much I listen to this podcast?
He's 93. That's the answer, I think. It sucks. I hope he pulls out, man. Just he lived a good life. He's a legend, right?
What matters, absolutely.
You know what you skipped tonight, Dupe?
What?
They caught the fucking guy that attacked Rick Moranis randomly on that subway in New York.
Goddamn right they did. You know what they have not released yet, though, is the reason, the motive behind it, right? And if it's if it's as simple as just because he was a small white dude on the side of the road, that's going to be really despicable.
So
I'm hoping that Moranis had like a MAGA shirt on or something, at least something to trigger this guy. I don't know.
I guess like because when I came home, I just turned on the TV and TMZ was on, and fucking they were saying that I guess his police record, this guy's had like he's been arrested like 5 different times for assault.
Moranis?
No, the guy. I mean, he's not fucking Chuck Norris, dude.
Fucking Rick Moranis.
Moranis is walking around whooping people's asses.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just some dude who's a fucking asshole, and you know, I guess he's done this with other random people before. But
or if you
fucked with the wrong man, dude.
This was interesting though, because that means he's probably mentally unstable somewhere, right? So he's obviously has some behavior or health problems.
Or it could be drugs.
Oh,
it's COVID.
If you're in Oregon, you can do hard drugs now.
Yeah.
What hard drugs can you do? Like all of them, right?
Everything.
All the drugs.
Yeah, I'm doing heroin right now.
Yeah, but didn't they ban like everything you need to use the drugs, like straws, mirrors?
No. So
razor blades.
No more spoons in Oregon.
You can't bend a spoon and light it. They got rid of Bic lighters.
Not as plastic.
Isn't it ironic?
Don't you?
I really think so. Don't you think?
I really do think.
A little too ironic.
She came out with a new album. I have not listened to it. Poor Alanis.
Is it like rain?
On your wedding day.
Thanks for coming to the podcast. We're just gonna sing. We're gonna sing Alanis Morrisette from now on
and talk about anal.
Man,
YouTube, please don't copyright us.
We're having some drugs in Oregon. Yeah, dude, you can do
Speaking of drugs,
what you cannot currently do is sell. So it's still illegal to sell drugs and hard drugs in Oregon, but you can do it. The hope is that people will be more open about their drug use and they'll seek out rehabilitation.
So how do you get the drugs in?
It falls from the sky.
Do you like borrow
from
them
from
drug dealers?
No, it's still illegal to do that part. That part is still illegal. And that will be interesting to see what happens out there with Oregon because they don't have any police officers anymore. And now you can't you can't tell like a drug user like I'm gonna take you to jail or you need to give me your drug
Dude, what if I got an AI robot and they just magically brought the drugs to my house? Because the AI is not a real person, so they're not subject to criminal activity. So
what if that AI feels really guilty about it?
But would the cops turn him off for doing illegal stuff?
Exactly. And he feels really guilty about what he did.
I just hope that it would be willing to also bring me a $200 bottle of 125 proof whiskey. Because that's all I want right now.
And a Don Pancho's burrito.
Oh, those burritos. Goddamn.
All right, Rick. Let's take us into that next thing.
Oh, we're not done?
All right.
I agree.
We're just about.
Take warning. The following segment is a personal view and opinion that may offend some. This is an
all right. You fucking asshole.
What did he say? I don't even know what he said.
No smoking sign on your cigarette break. I can't do it.
It's the free advice that you just can't take.
So fuck this. This is going to hell. Wait, so quick. Dupper, what's your parting word?
Oh man, Jagged Little Pill was one of the greatest albums ever made. I love you, Alanis Morissette. You're the greatest thing to ever come out of Canada outside of Ryan Reynolds and Chris Strettis.
Gosling.
Nope. Top 3. Chris Strettis.
Or you top 10 Canada?
Hockey.
Oh, and then Alex Trebek's Canadian.
Yeah.
Trebek.
Rest in peace, Trebek.
Yeah, and rest in peace, Trevor. That's my going away is we love you. You were taken from this world far too soon, and you will always be in our thoughts.
Thank you. Josh.
Dude, my wife just texted me. She's like, "Are you almost done in there, Masked Singer?" Sorry, Josh. Go ahead.
Well, that just
damn it,
again,
Greg.
it's so hard to be serious. Can't even do a fuck that motherfucker this week.
Right. All right.
God
So, fuck. All right. Fuck cancer, like I said earlier. And Trevor, we love you, miss you. We'll be looking after your boys forever, your family, and we'll teach them the wisdom that you shared with us, and be good people.
Josh, real quick, when we go live with audio or with video, are you gonna keep your camera all shitty like that all the time? Because all we can see is your eyes, and sometimes it's just your hair.
It's just his forehead.
Like it doesn't. You're giving this heartfelt thing, but it's really hard to connect with your forehead.
Is that better?
I can see you now. I don't understand
is.
why you wouldn't have done this an hour ago. Right back up.
He moved it right back.
I don't know. This is going to be the worst video podcast ever. Man.
It's going to be great.
No, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
You say Greg or Rick?
It doesn't matter. He has Rochambeau for it.
Rick's going to take it anyways. Just go, Rick.
Greg, go ahead. I wrap it up.
Yeah. No. So.
You wrap it up before trying to turn off that robot, huh?
Anal.
Let me get at them circuits, girl.
No, so yeah, Trevor, you will be missed. My one regret is that even though you were around the crew for 20 years, I really didn't know you that well. And I feel fucking bad for that, right? Like, I feel that, like, at all the times we were there growing up, like, I would have spent more time, getting to know him and, knowing him deeper like you guys did. Rest in peace. Fuck cancer. It's, it sucks when we're at the age group now where people are starting to fucking die from this shit. So, if you're like us, in your 40s, start getting your stuff checked out, prostate, colon cancer, the whole 9 yards. Women, obviously breast cancer, ovarian cancer, things of that nature. Cancer does fucking suck, obviously. And sometimes it takes the ones that, the good ones from us, which is tragic. So Trevor, you will be missed, man. Rest in peace. Thank you for the good times that I did spend with you. And other than that, man, just, Rick, don't cook bacon naked. And then I cannot wait for Rick's, Twitch live stream when he uses his bidet. And, yeah, that's all I got, man.
Good. I'm going to lead off with, it's been 20 days since the Los Angeles Dodgers were vindicated and won the World Series. Outside of that,
fuck that, dude. No, I'm so sick of hearing this. Dude, it's been 20 days since we were introduced to Bubble Boy.
Yeah, so for you, it was Bubble Boy. For me, it was because they actually won the fucking
Actually,
World
no, it was the Lakers championship with Bubble Boy, so I don't want to.
Oh, so you find out how many days that was. I don't even remember what it was.
Dude, so if we were to all dress up as Bubbles, would they reopen Disneyland?
If we all went in there in Bubbles?
Yes.
It would be very
How would you ride it right?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, dude.
We'll strap us down.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to wear a seatbelt or a bar or anything because we'd be in a bubble.
Yeah, you fall off, you just bounce.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Heather told me last night that COVID it's not really anything, so I could pretty much just go there naked right now and be okay. So maybe they'll just let me in.
Only if you smoke, it's not.
This was our outro.
Yeah,
We're worse at outros.
I know, dude. You do suck at outros. Fucking just play.
I haven't even gotten a chance to do my outro, first of all.
Rick, so you
Dupper, I don't care about the copyright. This whole last few minutes, just take us out with Alanis Morrisette, dude. Just fucking like that, dude. Put that shit in post.
YouTube, I'll tell you, YouTube.
And all you need is a knife. Don't you think? Like meeting the man of your dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife.
Oh, that bitch.
Isn't it ironic?
I really think so.
Don't you think?
Can I do my outro now? Can we...
Hurry the fuck up.
Oh, you haven't done it yet?
Fucking Christ. No, I didn't get to say anything
Greg
because
is such a
Dupper cut
pussy
in with
about
his
COVID.
bubble boy shit.
Greg is such a
Are you
pussy
done?
about COVID. He wants to do an entire podcast just around a COVID special. He talked to Heather for 30 seconds. She's like, it was no big deal. It was fucking, it wasn't anything big. Like, what? Why are you so dramatic, Greg?
Quit being a pussy. That's what I get told. You fucking bitch. Okay,
Why-
sorry.
She's taking some testosterone there. Huh? You old bitch.
No, that's just her angry.
You're a little man.
And she really gets angry when we have a 20-minute outro, too. So let's wrap this thing up, Rick.
Fine, I'll wrap up the outro. I'm wrapping up.
Hey, Rick.
You guys are Rick Rogers.
Hey, let's wrap it up, dude.
Hey, Greg.
Oh, thanks.
Greg, let me use the bidet on you tonight.
Anal.
Hey, Rick, how does it feel when you're like trying to talk and then like, you know, somebody talks over you and you can't do it? But Rick, do your outro.
Meet those
Thanks, Dan.
motherfuckers.
Anal. I miss Trevor too a lot. They were like we said at the top of the show. There was a lot of good memories with him. I just really appreciate him being there for me when I was getting married. Those big things, being there when we needed him. Shit, I mean, just even with my car, just to talk to me about, you know, every piece of shit $2,000 car that I buy, and tell me how dumb I am for buying them, you know, shit like that.
He was
But then
honest.
always being there to give me the right advice or say, I'll take a look at it, you know, that kind of shit. You know, I miss that too. That was good. I love his boys so much, man. They're such good boys, and it's been amazing to watch them grow up. And like Josh said, we're gonna put a lot of effort into helping them grow up to be like their dad, because that's the best example that they could get. He was a great example. Other than that, everybody keep yourself safe. We're hitting 1 million cases in a week, to be honest, about COVID. On the real, that's pretty crazy how rapidly it's picking up, and hopefully by next week we aren't completely like locked down in our houses, but we'll see.
You crushed me for a second there because you were like, we're about to hit 1 million. I was like, oh, listeners, we're gonna hit 1 million listeners, and then you said cases. I was like, God damn it.
Well, you know, if we all get shut down again, people are going to have to listen to podcasts because they're stuck at home, right? So maybe we will get that 1 million listeners. That's why we have a social media guy now.
No.
Oh, and it's the end of the show. So, but before I forget, I'm so sorry. Fuck you, Arthur. And hello, Preston. You guys got anything else?
Yeah, fuck you, Arthur.
Rick, do your outro.
Which outro? That was my outro.
Anal.
On your wedding.
I didn't know what you were doing there for a minute. It was so terrible.
I was waiting for him to cut it, and he just does it.
Wait,
It's like,
And then I really do think.
don't go in.
Oh shit! There goes the mic.
all right, everybody, thank you
Rick,
for
go.
listening. You fucking dick, dude.
Let's try and get one more out.
All right, everybody, thank you for
Rub
listening
it out,
to
buddy. Just rub it out.
All right, everybody, thank you for listening to the show today. Please go to takewarningpod.com where you can explore additional content on the podcast, as well as find the links to the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. Also, please get on social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Take Warning. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you like about the show, what your thoughts are on the show, and what you would like to see on a future podcast.
I don't cross my T's.